Hello and good morning. This is week 9. All your bell work will be turned in on Friday. Look here. This is Tuesday. All right, number 1, or we'll call this A, and this one B. So let's take a look at A. The y-intercept is -2, so go down 2, put a dot. The slope is down 4 from this point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then to the right, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be solid because it has an equal sign right here. See that equal sign? Okay, solid. All right, now you got to use 0, 0. So if you put y is less than or equal to -4/3x minus 2, and you put a 0 here and a 0 here, then this becomes 0, and this other one becomes 0. So you're left with -2. 0 is not less than -2. That's false. So that means this side is false, but this other side has to be true. So color the true side. Okay, if this one's false, then this side is true. Look at the next one. Pay attention to this one. You got to get y by itself. So draw a line. You want to subtract 4x. So you get 3y is greater than -4x plus 15. Divide by 3. So now you get y is greater than -4x over 3 plus 5. So you want to go up 5. I'm going to use a different color. So up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have graph paper if you want it. The slope is down 4. Looks like the slope is the same. So these are parallel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. It's going to be broken. So these lines have the same slope, so they're parallel. Let's use 0, 0. So if you put 0 here and 0 here, you get 0 is greater than 5. That's false. So for the purple one, it's also false, so you got to color the other side. Now notice that they do not overlap, so there's no solution for both of these. No solution, okay? There's no overlap. Today, you're going to be working and finishing this up, okay? Yesterday I gave you the top part. I want you to finish this page right here. All right, so after you finish page 232, you're done, okay? All right, that's it for today. Let's talk about geometry. Okay, so let's talk about geometry. Geometry, we have a composite here, okay? So let's talk about that composite. In order to do a composite, we have to first translate this one. So your x, you're going to put a -2 on all your x's. Okay? Your y, you're going to do a +4. So the new point, you're going to have an intermediate point. So the new point is going to be 0 and 7, 0 and 9, -6 and 9. All right? So now you got to go to A double prime and C double prime. All right, so now we got to reflect it over the x-axis, y equals x. So remember, y equals x is the 45. This is called a 45-degree angle, okay? So when you flip it over this one, you go straight across from here to here, okay? But you switch, if I remember my rules correctly. They're on the wall. So switch these. So it's going to be 7 and 0, 9 and 0, and 9 and -6. And again, I just used the rules. All right, now, on a new sheet of paper, copy this one down. Copy both of those down. I'm going to grab a protractor. All right, let's take a look here. You're going to learn a method called substitution. Okay, now you were taught this in Algebra 1. Some of you learned it, some of you forgot it, some of you didn't learn it at all. So pay attention. Steps. Number one, get one variable alone. That's step one. Step two, plug or substitute into other equation. Write this down. This is on the EOC systems of equations, okay? And then number three, solve and then plug back in. Plug back in. Now let me explain what all this is. So watch. Step number one, get one variable alone. Well, this one already has y equals. So this one is your substitute. So step one is already done for you. Step two is it says y, so you're going to plug it for the y. Now this is called the substitution, step two. So now watch. You're going to get negative 2x minus 3 times your substitute. Okay, your substitute is right here, equals negative 7. Draw your line. Now, at this point, you should have either all x's or all y's. If you have x's and y's, then you put it in the wrong spot. Okay, be careful with that. So now you're going to draw two arcs. So you're going to get negative 2x minus 18x plus 33. Negative times a negative is a positive. Okay, now you're going to combine like terms, get negative 20. You're going to subtract 33 from both sides. And when you do, you get a negative 40. When you divide by negative 20, you're going to end up with x equals a positive 2. So you got half of it done. X is equal to 2. Okay, now you go back to the circle up here and you plug in your x. Go back to the circle. So 6 times 2 is 12, minus 11 is 1. This is the solution. This is where these two lines intersect. These two lines intersect at over 2, up 1. That's how you do today's worksheet. We're going to do one more, which is a little harder. So take a look at this one right here. Now look, if you don't know what you're doing, rework the one I just did. Now look up here. You're trying to get a variable alone. This is not a good choice because it's got a number. This is not a good choice. You could do either one of these, but this one's a negative. So I'm going to go after this one. So I'm going to add 4x to both sides. So you want to go after the easy one. So put y equals 4x plus 6. Circle this. This is your substitute. Step one is done. Now look, it says y. So go to the y. Be careful with that minus. So you're going to get negative 5x minus, open parentheses, 4x plus 6. Draw your double arc like that. So you're going to get negative 5x. You have to distribute that negative. A negative times a positive is a negative. A negative times a positive is a negative. Okay, make sure you distribute that negative. Put a star by that. Anyway, you're going to combine that up and get negative 9x. You're going to add 6 to both sides and get 27. You're going to divide by negative 9, and you're going to end up with x is equal to a negative 3. Remember, if it's one negative, it's a negative. Okay? So x is a negative 3. Now you got to find y. Some kids can get to this point, they just can't get the other one. All you do is go back to the circle. So where the x is, scratch it out, put negative 3. So 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, plus 6 is a negative 6. This is what we're doing today. All right, now today's worksheet is right here. And I'm going to upload it, and I'm going to send it to you guys. This one right here you can't read, so just skip that one. Okay. Today, all we're doing is the front. Okay, so the front today. All right, only 1 through 10. All right, now let's move on. This one right here is find the measurement of this. So look here. This is called a protractor. Now you see, if you look at it like this, the numbers are upside down. So you got to turn it where you can read it. Now there's a dot right here. Okay, that hole or that dot, where these two lines come together, you put it on the vertex. So you put that dot over the vertex, and then you swivel it to where this line right here, not the edge of the protractor, but the line, to where the line matches up with this ray down here. So swivel it, and then you want to extend this out, and then you want to get your glasses, in my case, and it's hard for me to read that. So that looks like 30, 40, 1, 2. I'm going to say 42 degrees. And that's how you use a protractor, okay? Now, we'll do some more work on this, but I wanted to show you how to use a protractor. Again, you line up this hole or this mark with the vertex, and then you swivel it to where that line is on. Some of them, the mark is down here, and then you do use the edge, but not this one because it's got a line. So you got to start at 0. That's not 0, that is 0. All right, so work on today's worksheet, and we'll do some more work on protractors, but you can look it up on YouTube, how to use a protractor. And I do want you to do that as part of your work, okay? All right, well, anyway, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys in class. Don't forget, all your bell work is due on Friday, and it should be 9 pages.